everybody. This is going to be my first video of 5 or 6 videos to install a bathroom in an old home. Now this home was built in around 1920, and so it's around 100 years old, pretty close to it. So the first thing you do is, you have to plan ahead of time, but the plumbing always comes first. And you got to remember before you start on an old home, adding any kind of bathroom or electrical or this or that, you're gonna run into issues. That's just a given. There's no avoiding it. On this one, instead of a plywood subfloor and then a hardwood on top, or some kind of, they used to have these, the framing that was spaced out 3 or 4 feet apart, and then they'd have these tongue and groove boards locking everything together. And this one, it's unique because you have a 3/4 inch hardwood floor. It's actually a softwood, and that's all you have, so you don't have anything else. So all this part on the new area, I'm gonna have to cut it all out and put some normal tongue and groove plywood, 3/4 inch, and yeah, go with that. Another issue you will have, or you might have, is you have to run your plumbing through joists. And with the older homes, they didn't use 2x8s or 2x10s or 2x12s like they do nowadays. They used 2x6s, as you could tell over here. All the joists, floor joists, are 2x6s. And to put the pipe through it, I don't know why the plumbers used this big of a pipe. They could have got away with a 2-inch, and that probably would have been fine. Maybe I'd still have to do some additional framing, but they drilled through the floor. Plumbers, they don't care. They do what they do, and you deal with it, and that's fine. That's just how it works. So you run into problems like that where you don't have in your room. You have to use some kind of metal brackets or something to shear up the joists to make them stronger, because you put the vanity on there, you're gonna have a lot of walk in here. It's gonna get flexible, or there's a chance it's gonna get flexible. So but adding normal plywood on here is gonna lock everything together, especially if you use liquid nail, and even screws will hold everything together because the plywood will flex a little bit and keep everything together. Another problem you have with these old homes is you have these boards and plaster, and they're not easy it's not easy to work with because just the way they are, it's uneven. It's not like drywall where it's 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch or 5/8 inch, and you just put in next piece of drywall on, and everything matches and everything's perfect. There's going to be some work dealing with drywall. So that's the first issues of this video that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully it'll give you an idea of what it's going to take to do these kind of projects. Now my issue is under this joist, there is no wall underneath. It's not sitting on anything except for this joist, so that could be a problem. I don't know how to deal with this yet. There needs to be a board going all the way across, and the way I might have to do it is a 2x4 or 2 running underneath the pipe, kind of notched just a little bit, and use some leg bolts to hold everything together. And I might have to do the same with these. So you do run into issues. You just have to fix them right away, because after everything is done and you have issues, you don't want that. You don't want, especially, let's say this joist, after so much use, it breaks. It cracks and it starts sagging down on both sides. So you'll have this side sagging this way and this way. That will push the pipe down, and then you won't have the slope for the water to run. So that's something to consider when you're doing a remodel. And yeah, let's just talk, since I'm doing this first video, let's talk about the electrical. Everything needs to be planned out ahead of time, And you could see my markings on the wall. That's going to be the wall going across the top. There's going to be a door in the center, and so we need a light switch and an exhaust fan switch. So you have two switches you have to put in. Also, this outlet needs to be moved up above the countertop, above the vanity, and a GCFI switch needs to be installed there. And over here we have a second outlet, and we have to do something about that. I might get away with leaving it. I'm gonna have to figure it out as I go. I think it's far away from the toilet, but in any case, if you want to leave an outlet, you could also do GCFI on all existing outlets and just jump off that. So that's the process of starting in a project, is just digging in, pulling up the floor, having the plumbers come in and just bust it out. I wish I was here for this so they could use a smaller pipe for the vanity, but it is what it is. It's done. I'll just have to deal with it. And please subscribe, and I'll go to my next step when I get to it.